saying this with Jerry Jones within earshot that he will appreciate Jerry a lot more if he gets that deal done. You are our beloved former Cowboy. The table is yours. What do you make of this whole situation?
It's just sickening. It's sickening, G. And listen, man, I was having a great summer. Like I really was. Like the summer has been phenomenal. And we got to get back in the football season without talking about the Cowboys getting ready to play and hopefully having an opportunity in the NFC. We got to talk about Micah Parsons not being. Let me say that again for the American people. Micah Parsons is having a contract dispute with the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, if you said, but Swag, he the best defensive player on the team. Yeah, I know. But Swag, he like a top 5 defender in the NFL. I know, y'all. Y'all keep talking to me about it. It's because of Jerry Jones. The bigger risk, he talking about risk. You take risk in this league every day. Every player that's under contract takes a risk. Yep. And you take a risk by signing them. That is the name of the whole damn game. You take a risk. He's earned to be paid as one of the highest defenders in the NFL. From the previous work he's done, that is when you get the paycheck. You don't know what's going to happen after that. What you're hoping and what you're banking on and trying to make an educated decision on is the fact that he's been kicking everybody's ass for the last 4 years. That's the problem. And he should be paid for it. Go ahead, G. That's all I got on that, man.
No, I mean,
risk.
I think you speak for a lot of people on all of this. In Kmart, I feel like it's deja vu all over again. Here we are a year later, we're having this conversation again.
So I understand Marcus's angst, his frustration, his irritation, but we were here a year ago. I felt like Dak should want to move on, and he should get out of there. Jerry's just playing with him, playing with his emotions and all that. And what happened? Jerry took it down to the wire, and a couple hours before kickoff in week 1, they announced that Dak is now the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. So I think because it's Jerry, I feel like this will get done. Because he's out there. He says some odd things, but he's not crazy. And Marcus just broke down why Micah Parsons is so integral to this defense and one of the best players in the league. I don't think this ends with Micah not being on this team.
So the question that we ask all the time. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
Now, I just want to say this, to Kmart's point. What's interesting about the way Jerry did it last year and how he's doing it now, it just keeps getting more expensive. So all the angst about the risk of how much money I'm going to spend, it ain't going to be any cheaper than it was yesterday, Jerry. Like, you keep kicking the can down the road. Parsons just going to dig his heels even more. He gets more leverage every day you don't pay that man, because there are 31 others who would sign him to a big-time deal, and he knows it, and everybody knows it. I'll let you preach. I'll let you preach so I can go on.
That Marcus is making the universal sign for I have something else to say. Go ahead, Marcus.
What about football? What about the actual game of football? What about like having them there for practice and getting ready? But that's every year, bro.
Don't worry about it.
Year we go through the same thing, man. Like I know what they saying. I know what Jerry's saying. Well, it's Micah Parsons, and he'll be ready to play when it's time to play. Brother, it's affecting the team. It's affecting how you're preparing to get ready to play a football season with a new defensive coordinator. With a new one. Gee, did you hear what I just said? They got a new defensive coordinator, and the best damn player ain't practiced football yet.
Matty Eberflus is the new defensive coordinator. And so the point that you're making, Marcus, is that this is going to have an impact on how they play. One of the greatest Cowboys of them all, Emmitt Smith, was also on this blue carpet last night. He famously sat out 2 regular season games during a contract dispute with Jerry in '93, got a deal done, came in, won the Super Bowl, and was the MVP. But he was making the point last night that this is already a problem, and here is why.
They had to answer these questions every day. Right. So they got to deal with something that had nothing to do with the game of football. Right. You see what I'm saying? It's a distraction. Like, these questions right now have nothing to do with this movie tonight. Right. Nothing. It's a distraction. It's what you want to talk about. It's not really why I'm here.
So, Jeff, you and I were talking about this one this morning as well. I sometimes think that football teams and football people overuse the word distraction. Tell me how this situation has an impact on the other players.
First of all, it's exhausting because every time you sit down after a practice or before you have media requirements, that's going to be the first question, and everybody's going to dive into it. And second of all, the exhaustion goes into if you're a defensive player, and Swagoo just spoke to it. Your best player isn't lining up and practicing with you. You don't know where he's going to fit in each of every scheme. You don't know what it's going to look like with him in versus other guys who are backing him up in. It is a massive distraction, and it's exhausting. It gets fatiguing because everybody goes, oh, don't worry, Micah will be in right here. He'll be this. But you don't know that till the contract is signed. And as these days get longer and go by, his body isn't getting ready. It's not getting prepared. So now you got soft tissue concerns. All those different things, Greeny, are fatiguing and exhausting for this football team to have to answer.
Marcus, I'm going to ask you a very direct question. If he doesn't have a contract extension in place, should Micah Parsons play this season?
No, he should not play. Because, remember, for him, it's a risk, right? Like, it's a risk for everybody. If he plays under this, and I know he's making some money in this fifth-year option and all of that type of stuff. But as opposed to making maybe $20 million more to play one season if you get a deal done. And here's the other thing, man. Like when you think about Micah Parsons at this point, young, still playing at the top of his game, technically hasn't even hit his prime yet, right? So he has a team as well. He has a team of advisors as well that's kind of guiding and telling him what needs to be done at this point. And if I'm Micah Parsons, I'm not stepping foot on the field without a new contract. One, because I know for a fact I'm an integral part of this football team, and I know what I've done previous to getting to this point where we end up at the table for me trying to become one of the highest paid defenders in the league. And that ain't him asking. That ain't him begging. That's actually what he's put on film the first 4 years with the Dallas Cowboys and proven that he's one of the best defenders in the league.
And even in practice, I mean, Jeff, we just saw it. One of the best offensive linemen in football, Rashawn Slater in L.A., blows out his patella tendon in a practice about 2 weeks after he had gotten the big money. And so you can look at that both ways. The team, Jerry Jones might look at it and say, well, see, there's the risk that you run. But for the player, he has the security of knowing that he got his money. If I'm Micah Parsons, I don't allow that to happen to me until I get the huge signing bonus and I have all that money guaranteed.
100%. And Swagoo just said it. You're not talking about a few $100,000. You're talking about $20+ million per year or in a year that this guy is trying to secure. This is not a minor issue between Micah and Jerry. This is secure me for what I've done and what you know I'm going to do. There's, like Swagoo said it, you just said it, Greeny, there's always a risk in the game. But that player is taking the large majority of the risk. And so for Jerry, get the deal done, get your best player, get him in shape so the season starts the way you want it to start.
And let's put a ribbon on it for now here, Kmart. You talk to people around the league every single day. Is there any chatter you are hearing about the possibility that he could get traded?
Listen, all these people, teams are going to monitor. They're gonna call in. They're going to check in. They're going to call about other guys. And, hey, Micah, at this point, nothing I've heard suggests that Jerry is insane enough to move him, but stay tuned.
Yeah, with the Cowboys, they always want you to stay tuned. In fact, you're going to hear Jerry basically saying that a little bit later in the show. We're also going to have Field Yates with all the fantasy stuff. We'll also get to the Matthew Stafford injury, which is incredibly important. All that and this is coming up on our menu. The Browns listed Shador where? Are they just playing with us now, or are they really getting this thing all wrong all over again? Plus, Mike Tomlin responds directly